So in this video I'm going to explain a little bit more about the Be the Difference Today grid and how you can navigate it, but also how you can help others to navigate it too. So if I show you the grid, this is the Be the Difference Today grid. And in the previous video about the history of Be the Difference Today, I talked about the three different rows, which are, we've got I, we and you, and then we've got past, present and future. So let's talk through each of the 9 squares of the grid in turn. So if we look at the I and the past, so I in the past is basically for yourself celebrating great things that you have done in the past, whether it impacted on you, whether it impacted on others, whether both. So it's going back to love, appreciation and gratitude. How can I show love, appreciation and gratitude for things that I've done in the past? And we so often get caught up in the moment of like, what's next? Forgetting to celebrate wins, forgetting to celebrate some of the great memories that we have. So what I'm encouraging you to do in this space is actually deliberately have a time in your week where you think about great things that you have done, things you are proud of, things that really truly impacted on your life, and things that also impacted on the lives of others. You can call this, if you will, your awesome list. That might be too American for some of you, but that's fine. It's basically a list of things, and I would definitely recommend that you write them down and look to add to them, where you deliberately just remind yourself of brilliant things that you've done. So this is time in your week to celebrate your past, because we definitely don't do enough of that. The next piece is to move into the present, and there are all sorts of wonderful techniques, whether it be meditation, whether it be mindfulness, or Tai Chi, or all sorts of other things that I've done in the past and currently do. And this is deliberately spending time where you are not thinking about the past and you're also not thinking about the future. So you're in the present. So when you're in the present, it is unbelievable how much more things you take in, and how much more you can connect with who you are, and also enable you to connect more with other human beings. So practicing being present for me is probably one of the most important things that I do, and it's a constant journey. It's an ongoing journey, because naturally the world is very, very busy. In the coaching world, we often talk about just slowing down, just taking time, just slowing down. So that's I in the present. Excuse me. Next, we move on to I in the future. So this is deliberately having time in your week where you think, okay, I've got these amazing skills, talents, and abilities. What could I create in the future that might enable me to use more of them for the benefit of myself, for the benefit of others? So you're showing love, appreciation and gratitude for you, and you're now going to take it forward. One of the things that I would encourage you to do is actually don't get too obsessed with the detail. Just think about what are areas that I naturally excel, where I'm naturally going to express myself, and spend time mapping that out, planning that out, putting that in the diary, making that an important part of your future life. I in the future, mapping out your future, being creative, taking the lid off the box as well to a large extent. Now, I'll be honest, the next line, the we line, didn't get a lot of love early on. And then I realised quite how important it was because of my background, certainly in the corporate arena. I was an investment banker for the best part of a decade. And for big periods of that, I hated it. And I just doesn't feel right to me for people going to work and hating what they do, or just tolerating what they do. So I created the we line. The we line is the same principle of the 3. So it could be, I'm going to talk primarily in this video about we as in work. It could be your business, it could be where you're an employee, it could be all sorts of things. But it could equally apply to community groups you're in, it could apply to sports teams that you're in, it could apply to any group that you're a part of that has an intention. And it's deliberately spending time celebrating things that you of a group have done and achieved. Being grateful for, appreciating, loving what you've done in the past, and talking about it openly, and not being embarrassed or excessively humble about it. Celebrating your group's success. Again, as a group, how can we as a group be more present for each other and for the people that we might be serving? Might be a business, might be our customers that we're serving. Again, that is we as a group helping ourselves to hold that space where we're not thinking about the past, we're not thinking about the future, we're in the now. And then as with the I line, brainstorming, being creative, thinking about, okay, these are all the amazing things we've done in the past. We know we can show up in the present. What could we create from this space? What's possible for us? So you think from a business perspective, what if a business spent regular time celebrating what they'd achieved and celebrating individuals within that as well, but celebrating what you have achieved as a business? What if you as a business were more present for your employees and staff? And what if you were, as a business, your team, I prefer team to staff, and what if we as a business planned the future together? As a business, what would be possible in that case from productivity perspective? What would be possible from a staff retention perspective? What would be possible from a reducing sick days perspective? Imagine if you had employees that actually look forward to coming to work and actually took that benefit back to their families, rather than like, oh, I've got another day, Monday to Friday, oh, what a slog. What if you had a business where people literally are fighting over themselves to come and join your business? That's what gets me excited about the W line. The U line, we're going to focus actually on a movement called ICU, and that was my good friend G, or Geert, gave me that line, ICU, and it's expressing love, appreciation, and gratitude to another human being. And the U line would be, I love you for something you did for me in the past, and I just wanted to remind you of it. Or if you're not comfortable with using the word love for, maybe it's a colleague or something, I really appreciated what you did for me in the past, or I'm grateful for what you did for me in the past, or use combinations of all three, or any other word that's expressing those emotions to that person. There may be someone in your life right now that is being the difference for you. And again, showing love, appreciation, gratitude, or any combination of those three to that person. Thank you so much for being you, for being there for me right now. I really appreciate it. You'll be blown away by the reaction you get from people when you genuinely express love to them, appreciation to them, or gratitude to them for things they've done in the past, things they've done in the future. The really cool box is you in the future, which is, it might be someone's about to embark on a journey. Maybe they're off to university, or they just start their new job, or they're about to do something new, move to a new country, got a new partner. And you say, look, I see this in you. I see the gifts and talents in you. I'm really excited for your future, and I just know you're going to create amazing things. And so you're recognizing their talents, their kind of the universal force, if you will, in terms of what this individual is capable of. Because often we see greatness in others before we see it in ourselves. So this is a really, really cool box. Be a little bit aware of not projecting on another person. But I absolutely adore this box in terms of just saying, look, I just think you're so phenomenal, and I can just see you doing great things with it. Just recognise it's their life, their thing. So don't sort of impose what you think they should be doing, or it's just an excitement for what they are creating, if that makes sense. That's the Be Different Stage grid. What I do is I take individuals around this grid. I help them to create more meaning in their life by, first of all, connecting with self, then thinking about the groups or teams or businesses that they're a part of, and how to radically transform the culture in those groups, and helping people to express love, appreciation and gratitude to those around them, and maybe even to people where they've had difficult relationships in the past. Because one thing I know for sure is, for you to be able to genuinely express love, appreciation and gratitude to another human being, you've got to own that state yourself. And so my coaching now, that's all I do really, is I take people in around this grid in different orders and different boxes when appropriate. I work with businesses to radically transform their culture where they are massively more productive, where people feel alive, where people can't wait to come into work, where you have high levels of retention, where hiring is easy because you're just renowned for having this extraordinary culture, and the benefit that can have for your clients as well. And also considering how this can have a massive impact on the quality of relationships in your life as well. As a coach, I've started creating frameworks around how coaches can use this concept to create a difference in their lives and other people's lives, their clients' lives. Speakers, how you can express yourself even more clearly to your audience, but also have an impact on them. How you can really have a massive emotional impact on your audience. and helping people to build businesses this way as well, whether it's coaches, whether it's speakers, whether it's other businesses. How can I build a business centered around being the difference? And I've said in other videos, my life was primarily one about striver, achiever, what's next, forgetting to celebrate, kind of being quite pain driven. And when you can use this concept where you build your life on the three sort of principles of love, appreciation and gratitude, everything seems to work. So that's the Be the Difference Today grid. Enjoy playing with it. Any questions, you know where to find me, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.